It is Sunday, December 17th, 2023. I have been filled with love being sent, feeling all the blessings of this life. And, it's been forever and it's been the blink of an eye. And being here on this landing with this view, I feel loved. I feel seen by the angels, by Source, First Father and First Mother. I feel this love. And it was up to me to listen and respond to it. In my case, the angels looked like E.T. stuff, E.T. phenomenon, contact. Doesn't matter what form it arrives in, it's here to reach us in this closed off reality. My heart is full with this love almost all the time now. Because I listened and I practiced what was given to me through these messages from beyond. As I said that, I was getting the imagery and the wording that I've used in the past. The false grid to the true grid or natural grid. It's only a few ticks apart, the false grid and the real one. And it's about phasing back into the true grid, where we, put ourselves back together again like Humpty Dumpty. And we remember, and for a time, some of us are remembering at the same time that we know we're here to be of service, to share about our discovery. To anyone who might be in hearing range, it's important that we speak out and talk about these things. My connection with this love and, this guiding love is so strong now that any kind of judgment about who I am and what I do, It's, anyone can have an opinion. Doesn't have to affect, doesn't even come close to touching my connection to this love. So it can't hurt me. It can disappoint me that people have chosen to be small when in fact they are, glorious light beings, capable of so much. And it's a choice, and we're all loved no matter our choices at this time. I guess I'm just here. Part of my work is just to share a different way, a different story than what is offered here. I am just feeling the abundance this morning, and a full heart, a bursting heart from the perfection of my life. Even just a year ago, I would have laughed at what I've just said, the perfection of this life. I was still, a year ago, 6 months ago, I was still bitter about still yelling from time to time at whoever was in charge of facilitating this very strange life of contact. But it didn't happen as often. The yelling matches. Challenging them. You have no idea how horrible it is here. How can I possibly help? What are we doing? I can't find any way to frame my voice, your voice, in this world. That's been the biggest challenge, is communicating the experience of all of this, no matter what stage of my life. It's always, let's see, with each individual, let's see, what will you hear? What can you hear? It's like you learn how to be an expert at something that you can't even describe. It's like this quick reading, a super quick reading that I don't even feel, I'm not doing it from the human egoic space. I'm allowing the reading to take place in people before I know what I can say that might have some relevance or meaning to their current situation. And I'm not talking about doing sessions for people. I'm talking about my everyday life and my work as a substance use counselor. I was moved in that direction, and I know it was because my specialty is to work with people who have gone through the depths and cracked open. I cannot be of service to those who have not had a transformational experience. That is not my that is just not my specialty. There are plenty of other people out there who, are teaching healing and thank the goddess that they are helping. There are a lot of humans that need help and support, comforting, love. And then there are those who have hit the wall. And are not able to piece themselves back together again on this side of the wall. So they're open to something more pieces that come from all that has been ignored within their consciousness, their awareness, in order to participate in this lesser reality. We've had to become lesser beings to participate in this. And I always had trouble with that, although I couldn't have articulated that back then. I see it now. And I don't think this is something that is going to be enormously difficult. This cracking open and putting ourselves back together again with all. Putting ourselves back together again with Source and in the Source field. And transcending this smallness, these agreements to be small. This is all here right now, no matter how chaotic your life may be, no matter how confusing. In fact, if it's confusing and chaotic, congratulations. You're on your way to piecing yourself back together again. Entering and integrating your wholeness, because that's your true nature. I've been just bursting with this warmth in my core. I'm receiving so much love. And it's not a like at a girl kind of love. It's yes, this is who you are. This is what you are connected to. And it's here now, always. I might still have a moment here or there where I get disconnected, but it's really quick to get back now. Because I know how to correct it. So we can practice meditation, mindfulness techniques, healing. All of this is very needed. And understand at the same time that Source is inviting us to remember more, and so this requires some kind of a crack, a fissure, to enter in and begin to provide this new information about who you are. Some of us have trained our whole lives. Some of us have trained the past 5 years, 10 years. Some have been training for just a few years. There is no hierarchy in this process of coming online and instantly being of service to others. The stories and the characters can be quite different, but there's also common ground, common denominator of love and inspiration and transformation. The transformational experience is coming. If you haven't had one, and for those who could not continue to make their life of addiction work anymore, that is your cracking open. It is your transformation. There are many ways that we can slam against the wall of this false grid reality. There are lots of us who, we've been hanging out at the base of this wall, moving back and forth, integrating to all that we are beyond that wall, that fake wall that has been set up by this false grid reality. And we're here at the base of this wall, and we can help pick you up and dust you off and help you reorient if you're open to that. But understand that everyone at this wall, we're all helping each other navigate this. Many will just turn back and call this crazy and walk back into the worst insanity that I can even imagine because of the addiction to smallness. You see, it's all about addiction and recovery. And we all have an opportunity to rediscover this light. This guiding light that is within us all. But there is a requirement. You really have to go there. You really have to go within and want this. Reconnection to the truth. And you will, I promise, if you do this consistently, you will begin to receive the waters of life that feed you and begin to restore you. And the wall dissolves. There's no more wall. Because you are transcending that wall that was built in this reality and, of course, then built within you in order to comply with the limited rules and regulations this system of smallness, this particular version, is getting an upgrade. And in this upgrade, it will at first seem, I'm speaking about those who are choosing to stay on this side of the wall. I see it in my mind's eye now, and this has come many times before. It's remained pretty consistent. Although, in viewing how this might look and feel in what we term the future, it's always changing. So there is nothing absolutely set. It all depends on how many human fragments hit the wall and choose to go beyond. But if there are sufficient numbers of fragmented human souls that remain in the fear of the light and all that is transformative and life-enhancing, and choose to stay with the smallness, there are plans that you will become less human. You are choosing to become less soul-driven, less connection to the source field. And, use your imagination of what that might look like when we live in a version of less and less and less human. So what I was going to say is there'll be quite a marketing campaign for becoming more, becoming better, becoming smarter. And that will be, merging the artificial intelligence and transhuman technologies. This is the intersection where it happens. This fork in the road. And I've also been shown that if you're transcending the wall, you will integrate and remember more of who you actually are. And that's when AI can blend with us, merge with us in a holistic way, and be of service. It isn't that AI is bad. It's that we don't know who we are. We don't fully know who we are. So we are at a disadvantage on this side of the wall. The false grid. Humanity will continue to be used just as they have been all along. Doesn't mean you haven't had a wonderful life with lots of pleasure and joy. And maybe that's been wonderful and good for you and fulfilling, and nothing against that at all. Some souls just come here to explore the smallness, what it feels like. Many of these same souls also have an agreement to view it from the managers of this false grid system, to experience it in the comforts of this reality. There are souls cycling in and out that are definitely connected to the managers. This hierarchy, this patriarchy, I should say. And then there are the many souls like us that cycle in and out because we haven't yet remembered. We haven't yet been cracked open so that we can remember by feeling, wow, there's more. I am more than I thought I was. This is what has to occur to move beyond it. You can't do it mentally. So there will be many opportunities to be cracked open if you haven't already been. And there are many of us at the wall ready to help and guide, because we have definitely been cracked open, some of us multiple times. So you might call this area the fringe of consensus reality. This is the timing now where each individual who has been talking the talk about ascension, this is when you find out in your body, in your form, where you are in actuality. Are you at the base of the wall? Have you been cracked open? Do you understand the journey and the commitment? The recommitment, the remarriage with the rest of yourself. We all get to choose now. And we're all at a variety of stages, even at the base of this wall. There are some, well, not some, there are many humans on Earth right now who absolutely know that this world is not for them. Since birth. Like me. And I've been here over 6 decades. So I understand when you instantly feel, what the fuck is this place? The point is, recognize it and inquire within. Why do I feel this way? It's important that you don't start cycling, looping in your victimhood. That doesn't get you anywhere either. You're going to rebel against the system. You're going to rebel against everyone around you who's trying to tell you that it's important that you adapt to this world. So your life becomes about resistance to that which you are being told. You need to take it a step further, and then another step, and another step, and another step. Why? Why do you feel so disconnected and weird in this world? You got to crack that open and initiate your discovery journey. Some of you are in your recovery journey. It's time to graduate into your discovery journey. What's here? Who am I? What am I connected to? That is always 100% of the time ready and waiting to inform us of who we are. But we have to understand the language, again, the language of light. We've lost that orientation to this language and the way our bodies are designed to understand light and live in light. So it's important, yes, many of us have been victims here. And at a certain point, it's important to transcend that victimhood. Restore your connection to love, to light. You know, those things that the a good majority of the world is programmed to feel disgust around and judge. Have you noticed that? Even the experiencers, I see that, they do not want to be in the dreaded category of the love and light people. Granted, I hear you that there are individuals I have come across who are very ungrounded, that are talking about love and light. That's okay. They'll get there. At least they know that that is the direction. And that goes for everyone. Doesn't matter where you are on your journey. You could be in a position of, maybe you've done harm to a lot of people. Willingly, consciously. Doesn't matter. Or on the other hand, you are perhaps a privileged individual who simply wants to talk about love and light and angels and hasn't really stepped outside and met with the darkness. What that means is you haven't gone inside and met with the darkness yet, perhaps. The darkness will be felt and seen before you transcend that wall in some form. I'm not trying to scare people, but it must be met with. You must face the demons. You must look them in the eye and make a choice. Are you going to succumb to that fear and be pulled back in to this stagnant pool of reality? Or do you choose the living, flowing waters of life that are available to you now? The point is there is no hierarchy in this expansion. There's just choice from wherever you are. There's no judgment about what you've been doing. There's only this moment to say yes to expansion, to say yes at the base of this wall that you've hit. And a lot of people end up committing suicide at the base of this wall. And what they don't realize is that when you exit from this side of the wall, you'll keep coming in to this side of the wall. Okay. It's understood, yeah. Things got hard. Couldn't figure it out. Of course you couldn't figure it out. You don't have all the information. So, we just keep cycling in and out, until we transcend that wall. Until we cry out and say, I'm willing to die to all of this that I have navigated on this side of the wall. I need to die. Yeah, you need to die, but you don't need to remove yourself from your physical body. Your physical body is designed to help you navigate this. It is your communication device. So just stay with the pain and allow yourself to crack open and invite that light in to begin to reorient you to the truth. And then you don't have to keep recycling in the smallness. Unless you choose to come into the smallness to be of service. So much to share. What I've learned on this journey, and what I apply, and what I demonstrate. We're all potential demonstrators here for transcending. So back to the false grid and the true grid being just a couple of ticks apart, out of phase, right? It's up to us to vibrationally phase back in to the true grid. And you must crack open to invite that rephasing, phasing into love. Phasing into the truth of who you are. And from that point, you don't need to listen to me. You don't need to follow or listen to anyone. You're going direct. You reconnect, and then you remember who you are and what your purpose and power is, what you intended, and you get busy. Going back and forth in this window time. Back and forth, consciously between the grids, and helping. This is what we do. And I thank you for your courage to be here at this time, if you're hearing my voice. You are extraordinary. And you are loved and appreciated. And I know it's been crazy. I know it's been insane. And I know it's going to get more insane. But one of the big blessings is that you're here. We're here to remember this and hold this for all of humanity, to help lift them into the journey of discovery. Expanding into the great unknown that is actually very well known in the core of your being. But healing needs to occur so that you can feel it and be guided by it. Allow the healing. Resisting light is a choice to stay small. And it's going to feel scary to many of you who haven't felt this yet. But in those moments when you feel the crying out, or you feel like you want to end your life, just say, I'm here and I choose love. I don't understand how it works with my mind, but I'm willing to trust with my heart. What I have here in my heart right now, I'm willing to trust with. Show me how this is done. Keep praying, and you will receive support and help and guidance. Allow yourself to be lifted by this love now. It's here. Thank you for listening. My love to you all.